Paul, how you felt about your memories on 1997 as a winner from Borussia Dortmund to a Champions League final? What makes you feel nostalgic?
Good. It's a really good question. I think when you win the Champions League, it's the biggest club tournament. Everybody wants to win it, and I really hope the team can win. Would be great. But my time was, I had a great time. I played with a great team, special club, special fans, the black, yellow everywhere. But we played a really good game that evening. And when you look at the game and the two teams, they were very evenly matched, even though Juventus were favourites at that time. But in my opinion, we had a great team, and I think we deserve to win the final.
And when you have in the halftime, when you lead 2-0, when you go to in the dressing room, what about your managers, where your coach talked about whole team?
Otmar was very calm, very calm manager. Like normal. I didn't feel there was any difference from a Bundesliga game to a Champions League final game. Otmar was really calm. The players were calm. No real stress or apprehension. Everybody was calm. No pressure. There was no pressure in the dressing room. All we had to think was, we're halfway there. We're 2-0 in the lead. And then obviously Del Piero scores a great goal against us. And then it becomes a little bit different. But not in the half time, Otmar was really calm. There was never any stress or pressure from him. He was calm.
And when the tournament starts, when the final, when the Champions League you begin, what about Hotspur Hotsfield's initial call to all of you when this tournament starts and when you reach the final? And what was the journey and how influenced Hotspur Hotsfield about whole team and you too?
I think I was 26 when I joined Borussia Dortmund. I was 26. Otmar was always the same. He was always the same level, no stress, no pressure. The Bundesliga was a fantastic league in this time also. But there was no real difference for me personally, where I really think I had to change too much of my game from the Bundesliga to the Champions League. It was pretty similar, the football. But I think everybody has to realise that the team that I played with, and you look at the players in the squad in that era, they were all top players. Great players, special players, really good guys. And Otmar was ahead of it. He was the one that kept everybody calm. And it was the same, even in the group section, we played Vitesse Lodz, Atletico Madrid, Steaua Bucharest, difficult games that we had to win. And we managed to do that. Then we played Auxerre in the quarter-final, then Manchester United, which was, the semi-final was probably the toughest game, because you've got two games to try and get to Munich. And we done that. We won 1-0 in both games against Manchester. So, but the team, I can't say enough. The team was a special team.
And when the final whistle of blown, when the 3-1, what was your moment, that point of time, when the final whistle gone and you have owned the Champions League?
It's crazy. It's a crazy celebration. Crazy time. When Lars Ricken scores the third goal, for me, the game's finished. The game is over. And I didn't think Juventus were ever going to come back from being another 2 goals down. So for me, it was important that the third goal, that Lars makes the third goal, which was arguably one of the greatest goals in the Champions League history of it. And but the celebrations after it, you can't describe it, because it's incredible. Everybody is so happy. Everybody's really elated, but you don't really appreciate it until you go back to the city of Dortmund. Then you see the full Dortmund fans, and it's a crazy time.
And how remember when we are facing with opponent like a legend like Zidane and Deschamps? what was your call? What was the feeling that point of time when interact with Zidane and Deschamps in your opponent?
The exact same as what it was when I faced Stefan Effenberg or Mehmet Scholl or Thomas Hassler or Balakov, Hadji. The same feeling. I knew my role in the team. I knew how to play the team, and playing against great players made me play better. Also, that made me play better. So playing against Zidane was a fantastic experience and a great game. But it was normal for me to play against this type of player because I was doing it in the Bundesliga. Okay, Zidane is arguably one of the greatest players in the world at that time, but I knew how to play against it, and I knew my role because that was my job.
And now come to the Champions League current where you're clashing with the Dortmund and Real Madrid. And regarding everybody talk about Bellingham, who is just talking as playing against his former club, and you have very closely seen Bellingham. And what do you call about Bellingham? How we can influence Bellingham to Dortmund versus Real in Champions League final?
Well, I met Jude a few years ago in Dortmund, and I watched him training and seeing everything. Great player, great player, and I hope they don't win. I hope Real Madrid don't win. I think that for me the key is Dortmund have to be really careful of Real Madrid on the counter attack. This is so important for the team, I think, to make tactical fouls, but also they have to play their own way. Borussia Dortmund have to play their own way and their own style. But you have to be careful of Bellingham, Vinicius, Rodrigo. Yeah, for me, the counter attack is dangerous for Real Madrid. You have to be really careful. But Jude Bellingham is a fantastic player.
And when come to about Real Madrid and the two legends, perhaps they could be a last dance for them for Real Madrid, Toni Kroos and Modric. What was your call on that, and how they can influence? There'll be a last dance for Real Madrid, which we time to memorable with their side.
In my opinion, two world-class players, Toni Kroos and Modric, two world-class players. And yeah, I think when you look at they two play, they're really calm. They've big experience. They know how to win games. It doesn't matter who starts for them, whether it's Kroos or Modric and Camavinga, or it doesn't really matter. I think the Real Madrid team is a really good team. But I think Kroos and Modric are top. They are top players, yeah.
Yeah, Paul. You are the winner of the former winner and the legends of Borussia Dortmund. And what is your advice for the team? How to tackle this one time the moment of pressure and also the expectation of fans and the strategy and a wonderful side of Real Madrid and also brilliant tacticians. Can Ancelotti too. How you as advice to your team?
I think the most important thing is to win, and when they win that, they'll become legends. The guys will become legends. The Dortmund team, the fans will support the team no matter what happens tomorrow. They will be with the team from the beginning, from the game, from the end of the game. The fans will be with the team, 100%. It's a difficult game against Real Madrid. Everybody knows it's a difficult game. The pressure for me is more on Real Madrid. They have more pressure than what Borussia Dortmund have because nearly everybody expects Real Madrid to win, apart from people from Dortmund and the players and the manager. So for me, the Dortmund have got nothing to lose. You're 90 minutes away from greatness. That's the way I think of. If you can perform for one game, 90 minutes, then you will become a legend there if the Dortmund lads can do it. I really hope they do it because I think the city deserves it, the club deserve it again, the fans, the players, everybody will deserve it, and it'll be a great occasion. Tactically, I think the team will play the way Eden wants them to play. But I would just be a little bit careful on Real Madrid attacking, because Vinicius in 1v1 situations is dangerous. So I just be careful of the counter attack.
And Paul, just for your vast experience, you being to manager as a player, and if you just analyze a little bit more about what would be the strategy for, in your mind, which tactically deployed by Ancelotti and also Terich during the final, what would be the strategy for Dortmund as a manager, and also what would be the strategy for the Real Madrid? What would be, you feel, a tactical strategy both the coach you're expected to deploy?
Well, I think Real Madrid won't change. I think they'll be the same as what they have been in the semi-final and the games leading up to it. I think they'll play a lot in the counter attack, Real Madrid, because they know they've got quick players. I think Dortmund won't sit back and wait. But the only, like I said before, for me, when Dortmund attack, they have to be really careful if they lose the ball to make the transition. They have to be really careful of the counter attack. And for me, they have to get beyond, if they can, they have to get midfield runners behind Real Madrid's defence. That will hurt Real Madrid if they can get runners behind the defence. Füllkrug is a really good player, and he'll have a good battle with, I think, Rudiger. I think it'll be a really good battle. If Adeyemi plays, he's quick. If Sancho plays, he's quick. So I think tactically it's going to be really interesting. Tactically, I think Dortmund won't change, and I don't think Real Madrid will change, but I think Real Madrid will be dangerous on the counter-attack, and that's where I think Dortmund have to be really, really careful on the transition.
And Paul, another just thought about how do you feel about the positioning to who will be the standout performer for Dortmund? What is your call as a Dortmund legend?
I think to win this tournament, I think everybody's going to have to play well, from the goalkeeper right through to the substitutes. Everybody's going to have to play well. You don't win this tournament if you only have 2 or 3 players playing well. I think most of the guys are going to be key. They're going to be key. I think the 11 guys are going to have to perform, because I don't think you win a tournament like this when nobody performs. So for me, the team is a key. The team is the most key.
So you talk about the team performance should stand out to beat Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to have to be. Yeah, I really do. I think it's going to be a collective performance from everybody. You won't win it if 1 or 2 guys only perform. I think the team has to perform. And
right, the predictions today all about who will be winning. You already told about it's a very tough fight for Dortmund. But what does your heart say, Paul? Dortmund or Real?
Real. I think Dortmund will win 3-2. I went for a Dortmund win away at the beginning, and I'm going to go 3-2 for Dortmund.
Great predictions. Let's watch for Paul's prediction to be in the Real, and then the celebration in the Dortmund.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, thank you, definitely. It's really a pleasure to talking to you, Paul, and really, really the best of luck for Dortmund, and it should be a best of luck for the world of football to a fantastic final going ahead.